Do you recognize anything interesting with this picture?
No, I know the Barbie movie just came out.
Come this way. Look at the picture now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow, this Barbie's down. Today, I'm critiquing this property that hasn't sold for almost 2 years. So if you ever decide to buy, design, or build a property like this, you won't make the same mistakes. I'm Arvin Haddad. I'm the guy who makes sure you have the highest resale value when you buy, design, or build your own property. Let's watch this video together.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. Today we're checking out Ramton Reynolds Roddy's newest development here in Brentwood. 2-story contemporary estate, amazing backyard, rooftop decks, water features, fireplaces. We got a lot to see today, so let's begin. All right everyone, let's start our tour on the exterior. We have this walkway that takes us to the front door. I love the entry of this property. 2 massive water features. Then we have these palm trees right in the center. And on my right hand side, we have a spacious driveway that leads you to a 3-car garage. And the driveway extends on the other side and gives you access all the way to the backyard too. Now follow me this way.
Not so quick. This property doesn't have much frontage. It sits on the street and you don't have a private driveway or a motor court. But that doesn't mean the developer hasn't tried. He's tried to create 2 water features on inside with the river stones and the palm trees, bring attention, but most importantly, start telling that story, that jungle oasis, which is really the brand and the essence of this property.
And follow me this way. We have this massive pivot door opening up to the great room. Now, this is my favorite space in this house. I love how open it is. You have Fleetwood motorized sliding glass doors pocketing into the wall, opening up to the backyard. You have your seating area here, kitchen behind me, and look above us. Massive skylight complemented with moss walls, bringing so much natural light to the heart of the room. And you have your seating area here. Very impressive space.
Okay, pay attention. There's a lot going on over here. Let me break it down. First, you open the door, you got the wow factor. You don't have a view, but you get this depth of yard and depth of the house. Great space, huge volume, unobstructed, no columns. And then the property is west facing. And to make matters worse, it's at a base of a bunch of canyons, so you got hills blocking you all around. What the developer has done over here is created a huge skylight to even increase that volume, vertical volume, but most importantly, bring natural light during the morning and other hours during the day, because otherwise this property would have been really dark.
Oak hardwood floors, beautiful coffee table, built-ins on this side, TVs nicely recessed in. You have an ethanol fireplace that's double-sided, and even your built-ins are double-sided. And of course, you have the wood tones, wood slats, wood treatment on the ceiling to warm up the space. And I just love that you can look out to your backyard. Imagine sitting down here, enjoying this space. This is fantastic. And again, this living moss wall is so impressive. It brings so much life and color to this room. Perfect room for entertainment.
Okay, the moss wall does contribute to this jungle oasis, but it looks completely fake. Like, these geometric shapes never happen in nature. It's really cheesy, in fact. But most importantly, the developer has created that feeling, that relaxed jungle, oasis, Bali, whatever you want to call it. It really does feel that way. It helps that you have this backdrop of this canyon with, a lot of vegetation and in that vibe. And then he's used a lot of natural wood in the property to kind of bring this very earthy tone. And it feels great when you actually see it in person. I've shown this property to a client and you do get this oasis feel.
Now, we have the kitchen on this side. But before I talk about the kitchen, let's talk about the specs of this property. So we have 6 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, approximately 14,000 square feet of interior space, built on a 1.3 acre lot, on the market for $29,888,000.
This property has been on the market for about 2 years and it still hasn't sold. It's now marketed around $24 million.
Let's continue our tour with this amazing kitchen. I love this island design and how it has two distinct sections. You have the main island here and then built-in dining area on this side, 4 chairs, pendant lights above. Obviously the main island houses some cabinetry, dishwasher, and the main sink. And on the other side, you can see rest of the base cabinets. Beautiful stone that's book matched.
Okay, let me tell you guys what I like about this kitchen and what I don't like about it. The finishes are good, but locating the kitchen and the family room / formal living room in the heart of the house, the prime real estate, the most valuable place, the highest energy location within the property, is a very good choice for this oasis design. He's telling you, look, use the prime location. Don't leave it for your guests. I think a lot of developers will look at this property and be like, you know what? I'm going to make this formal. I'm going to tuck in the kitchen somewhere else. And that is a mistake. I think this was a great choice. What's really missing is that intimate dining experience for the family. That bar extended from the kitchen counter. If I was in the design phase, I would have allocated a lot more square footage to this than, let's say, a massive chef's kitchen or a walk-in refrigerator.
Now it gets better. You go this way. And of course, since this house is built for entertainment, you have a really spacious chef's kitchen here, a lot of cabinetry space, and my favorite detail within the chef's kitchen is the walk-in fridge. This is super nice. I feel like we started seeing more walk-in fridges and they're so practical. You can reach each one of the levels and shelves very easily. You have the condenser above and a great place to cool off too.
Another signature Ray Nasrati detail as well.
Well said, well said. He puts them in every single one of his houses.
Why? Just because it worked on the last property, that doesn't mean you should incorporate it to every single other project that you have. I would have much rather seen a breakfast area, an intimate dining experience over here, which was more cozy and wouldn't feel so exposed when there's 4 people having, a family dinner or breakfast or lunch. Because we just didn't have that. And this is exactly why I do consulting. It doesn't matter how big, how successful of a design team, builder, contractor, architect you are, when you pick up habits and things that work, you would tend to have this group mentality. It's like, okay, we're going to continue this. We'll also do this on the next project. We will do this and this and this. And then when someone comes from the outside of the organization and questions and prioritize each property to be perfect on its own, independent of your last property or next property, that's when you really cater towards the buyer, not what the habits you've built in your organization.
Now, let's check out the rest of the chef's kitchen. Again, you have a ton of cabinetry, gas cooktop. There's another sink here. Door at the end opens up to the side driveway. That way your staff, your caterers can come directly into the kitchen without having to go through the house. And in fact, there's also a really nice staff quarters here on this side with a full bathroom.
Okay, not a bad maid's quarters, and it's a great location. You're right by the chef's kitchen. You've got a side entrance to the side yard. But here's the bigger question. When we were in the side yard, did you notice anything missing? I give you guys 3 seconds. I always pause the frame and ask my subscribers to spot a flaw. This is how you get good at spotting flaws in residential real estate. So when you buy, design, or build your own property, you won't make the same mistake. 3, 2, 1. I didn't see a single place for trash bins. Do you know how much garbage a property of this size produces? A lot. And if you don't designate a separate area for garbage, it just piles up in the driveway and it gets really ugly. You have to do that.
Let's continue our tour. I want to take everybody back to the entry. Again, house is phenomenal. This is Ray's newest development that he just completed, and we toured a lot of his homes. We toured a property in Brentwood.
This is perhaps his most profitable project he's ever done. He bought the land for about 3.5 and sold it for $44 million. I'm going to make a video on this, so subscribe if you haven't.
Not only that, but Ray has kind of developed a little bit of a developer celebrity status around Los Angeles, I feel like.
Well, he's definitely out there. He's really well known in the community. He's been in the business for a minute, and on top of that, he's a big basketball fan. He is friends with a lot of celebrities. So let's just say when he builds a home, people know about it.
Okay, this is kind of true, but not really for the reasons they're saying. It's mostly because he's built a really good relationship with the agent community. Instead of nickel and diming his agents trying to lower their commissions to make the deal happen, he pays ridiculous amount of commissions to the buyer's agents, not the selling agents that represent him. No, the buyer's agent that bring the buyers. For example, when I was showing this property, I was very clearly made aware that if I represent the buyer in this transaction, I will get 3% instead of 2% for a property of this caliber, plus $500,000 Yes, $500,000 plus my 3% commission. We didn't go with this property. We decided to buy this instead in Holmby Hills.
When you are staying in this home, it just kind of makes you just forget about everything else, right? You feel like you're on vacation, right? It just kind of calms you. It's a family house. It's a fun house, right? It's a house that you would like to entertain in, right? And a house also that you want to raise your family in.
Do you know what's interesting? His style and design perhaps suits this lot the best. And interestingly, it still hasn't sold. This whole green wall, a lot of natural wood, bringing that oasis feel is perhaps perfect for this lot. So why hasn't it sold? You have to watch the end of the video to find out.
Now, let's continue our tour, Mikey. Off of the entry, we have this really nice fish tank. We have this hallway leading us to the 3-car garage, epoxy floors, opens up to the driveway that I mentioned earlier. And coming back to the entry, really nice art piece. We have the staircase on the other side. I love this glass back wall that goes all the way up to the 2nd floor.
Okay, I like the fact that the staircase is moved away from the wow factor, tucked to the side. It brings extra natural light here. This is important because it's west facing. And when we saw the fish tank, that area could be converted to a lift where if you wanted to have an elevator in the property, you can take out the fish tank and easily put an elevator there so you have vertical connectivity for older people.
We have this door here opening up to a very spacious powder bathroom. I really like the fabrication here with the vanity, circular mirror, ceiling mount light fixtures, total toilet, which you like, and then we have a Barbie picture here. Do you recognize anything interesting with this picture?
No, I know the Barbie movie just came out.
Come this way. Look at the picture now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow, this Barbie's down.
Now, at the end of this hallway, we have a door that opens up to the movie theater. Off of the entry, you have some built-ins. On the back, there's a really nice bar area with more shelves. And then you go straight into the movie theater. 3-tier seating, comfortable couches, starlight ceiling above, wood slats on the walls. And I really like how the built-ins on the left-hand side are different color. That way, there's a really nice contrast between the dark paneling and the light wood paneling.
Okay, let me tell you guys 3 things I like about this movie theater. First, it's on the 1st floor. It's in the living quarters. You will actually use this not to just watch movies, even watch TV, because it's right there. It's the most convenient thing to do. Second, I love that foyer, that entrance. You didn't just walk into it. You came in, you had to reposition. It just gave it extra oomph. And I love these spaces, right, where you have these decors. It reminds you that you're still at a residential property. I don't know why these developers have this obsession to make you feel like you're in the AMC movie theaters. I don't think that's better. I think having this, experience that it is a movie theater, but inside your house is better.
Now, next door, we have the wine cellar. This space is located right next to the great room. I really like how the walls are paneled. Then we have these built-in shelves for all of your bottles. Nice table in the center, light fixtures, and obviously this space is temperature controlled. And on top of that, we have the entire thing glass enclosed, so it's a nice backdrop.
That's what it is. It's a backdrop. It's not a serious wine cellar. Those like metal rods that you place the bottle, first of all, they're not earthquake safe. Second, it's just not a proper wine cellar, okay? I'm glad it has one, but again, it's not to a wine connoisseur. This doesn't look like, oh my God, I will be really excited to place my, $20,000, $50,000 bottles of wine on these little metal pieces.
Now coming this way, behind the fireplace, we have this exquisite bar. Look at that island, stone fabrication, pendant lights above. It's like an art piece. And on the back, they carried out the same stone all the way to the ceiling. And then we have these built-ins framing the bar with glass fronts. Obviously, cabinetry holds the ice maker, fridge, and there's a small sink here. And this is a really nice space that complements your great room as well as your formal dining room area. Beautiful table that sits 10. Look at the chandelier that's above us. Wood clad ceilings, wood paneled walls, really nice glass built-ins, and we have more built-in cabinetry down below, which serves as your service counter.
This is really interesting because when I showed this property, we totally missed this area. It didn't sell at all. They've tried to combine 2 elements, the dining experience and the bar, and they failed at both. The dining table was way too far away from the kitchen, and the bar looked like a china cabinet area to service the dining table. it just felt like a walk-through area to get to the gym, when in fact, if they given this space to one, which I would have recommended the bar because this house has this entertaining factor to it, you could have had games over here. You could have had something that interacts with the outside. You could have had a really much bigger bar with stools that invites people to hang out. It would have done way better than combining these two elements with each other.
Let's continue our tour. We have this long hallway, art pieces, ceiling treatment, and then we have this glass door opening up to the gym, rubber floors, paneled walls, Venetian plaster ceiling. We have the TV and the mirror wall in the center. Small size, but a practical sauna.
Could you open that for me? I really like this. Will you just go in there for me, please?
This makes me want to get one.
Yeah. Well, I was like, this is like, what a cute and like attainable sauna right here.
Exactly,
really like
very
this.
attainable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like for hobbits. Really small. He should have done a built one. I think he bought this and just inserted it in there. It's really a one-person, maybe two-person sauna. It's not up to the caliber, but overall this gym is pretty tight. And the other element is that if your personal trainer is coming to train you, he has to go through the entire house to get over here, which is not ideal. Again, this wing is really underutilized. I thought the bar sucked, the dining table sucked, and the gym sucked.
All right, let's check out this amazing backyard. Like we mentioned earlier, motorized sliding glass doors open up to this covered section. You have your outdoor dining area here. You can see the first floor and the second floor. And right in the center of this backyard, we have this amazing pool. Look at this frame here. Baja shelves, plaster pool, raised hot tub, water feature behind that. Then you have your pool cabana. If all that wasn't enough, you have your first outdoor seating area here. Second one is actually sunken, and they even have a glass front that looks into the pool.
Okay, let's talk about the backyard, but first, let's cover the architectural style. It looks prettier from the front than the back. You know, they're using white stucco over here. It's really that white box look. As to front, they were trying to make more efforts to give that limestone in that oasis vibe and energy. Over here, you really get that white box feeling. The backyard is pretty damn good. It's really big. You've got a huge swimming pool. The only thing I don't like about the pool is these little tiny tiles. That was the wrong direction to go. It really cheapens everything else. But then you have so many seating arrangements. You have multiple courts we're going to cover later. You have enough lawn to hang out. And again, it really does feel like a jungle. I've seen it in person and it's very zen, very disarming, I would say.
Now it gets better. We're going to go this way for a second. There's a nice covered seating area here. 2 couches. TV's nicely recessed in. You have your built-ins, fireplace down below. I also like how they used stacked stone behind these open shelves with LED lighting. It just gives it a nice texture. When it gets really hot, you can sit down, enjoy the outdoors here, and they even have curtains for you to bring some more shade if needed, or privacy.
Okay, I really like this nook, but it could have been better. If you had moved the dining table, which on the inside is right next to this little cabana area, to somewhere else and allocated that space to the bar and the game area, you could have had some opening over here where this area could have been served also from the inside. Okay, this video is getting really long. I'm going to do the Arvin score, the rest of the backyard, and all of the second floor in part 2. Right now, I'll give you 2 things. One, a price opinion. This property is under 20 million, okay? And I'll tell you why. One of the main reasons is that Brentwood is perhaps the snobbiest neighborhood in LA. And this property just doesn't scream elegance and class. The finishes, the essence of these Ramteen's properties are a lot more associated with, you know, I just made it. And that's the farthest people in Brentwood want to be away from, okay? And modern architecture for that matter. I think Ramteen, if he decides to continue these designs, he will do far better in other neighborhoods than Brentwood and Pacific Palisades, where he focuses on. With that said, I'll see you guys in the comments. If you want consulting, you want a third person from outside of your organization to look at your designs and spot flaws that you've been overlooking or continuing doing things the way you've been doing because it worked on one project, and get a real scan and x-ray of what's happening in your project and give you feedback, I would love to be that resource. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the comments.